Okay, you guys know I try to come up with ideas on what I'm going to talk about based on what we're using and what's going on in my life, or in my family's lives, and or any of you. But last week I got so excited to talk about On Guard and all the extra stuff that's in there, like in the chewables and the On Guard Plus, that I forgot to do the February promotion. So here we are, we're doing it week 2. So we will jump right in. I did not do a PowerPoint. Sometimes I go kind of long with that. So we're just going to jump over to the website and just show you from there. One, how you know what the promotions are. I've had a few people ask me, what's the February promo? What's this and that? The February promotions, or any month, quite frankly, you will always see when you first log in. They're going to have some sort of like this, where it's kind of a slideshow. It's going through what the deals are. And this in one picture shows you all of the promotions for this month. So you've got Fennel, which is our product of the month. And we'll talk a little bit more. Maybe I'll just go in depth on that next week on what we use Fennel for. Actually, let me show you really quickly too. But what we can find gathered just from the website. I like to pull a lot of extra info, but I also want people to know where they can go to get the info they need and not just have to wait on me. Just a sec. I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. So let's do that so my texts don't bug us for the whole call. Okay, so and the Fennel, let me see. And if you miss it and you want to go back, hold on, where is it? Oh, here. See these little dots on the side? Just click the dot to go back or jump forward to whatever it is you want to see, right? It's the things that they're scrolling through. So these are the promotions telling us YarrowPom is on sale. In fact, it's not just YarrowPom. This is a 15 milliliter YarrowPom. Normally you have to buy it in the 30 mil. It's $95. That eats up a lot of people's budget for their LRP. So this is a great option. Great time to get this limited time offer on the 15 mil YarrowPom and at a discount. So 15% off this month. Then we have a 200 PV, so 200 product value promotion. And that's going to be the Digestzen oil and the Digestzen soft gels. So that's kind of give your digestion some love this month. With tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Give your gut some love. That's what I say. With Digestzen. These are fantastic. They're great for prevention. They're great for when you're in a moment of you've eaten too much or something's upset your stomach. So many options here. And sometimes you want the soft gel, and sometimes you need the immediate relief of the oil. And the easiest way for me to say it, obviously the soft gel, you just take that. I take it preventively. I have very slow digestion, so I do that. I've got some kids who are dealing with this congestion that's going around, and knock on wood, I have not caught it so far, and neither has my daughter. So I feel like it's because I'm staying on top of my supplements and eating well. But I take this and recommend it to them to help break down some of the excess mucus that their body is producing. So there you go. Digestzen isn't just for digesting food. It helps with all of our digestion in our body. Heartburn, anything, acid reflux, any of those things. So if that's something you get chronically, the soft gels are a fantastic option as prevention. If you're in a situation where, gosh, it's just too much, or I forgot to take a soft gel, you can do a drop of Digestzen right here on your throat, or put a drop in a little shot of water and just drink it. And it is so fast, way faster than anything else you can take. And quite frankly, Kate didn't plan to go into this, was so much better for you than some of the other options out there. We know that some of the antacids out there can lead to things like stomach cancer. So they have their place, but long-term chronic use of those, can be damaging to your system, because oftentimes what's happening is the food is sitting there and not digesting fast enough and not moving along its way. And when you add an antacid to that, if your problem is too little stomach acid, now you've just suppressed that acid and it's going to sit there longer. So that is my issue. And they're finding a lot of people actually have low stomach acid, or we don't eat the right foods to help digest our foods faster. And so using something like Digestzen is actually beneficial to help it digest and move it along its way. So love this product. We use it quite often. But let's jump into, let me show you these other things really quickly. If there are other things going on, it's going to be right here. We'll hit this dot because we did pause it. MetaPower, a lot of focus on this, the cardiometabolic health that we have, and improving that. That's literally it, improving the life in our years, as opposed to just extending the amount of years we're alive. A lot of value in that. Actually just went to lunch with a friend the other day, and she was talking about her dad, who for several years now has just been kind of hanging on, and it's hard to see that. It's hard to do that. And I don't want to go through that. If I can avoid it, I use this system, love it. You can see here that they have pictured the lifelong vitality, because it is to be built upon the nutritional base of lifelong vitality. You add in the MetaPower. We've talked about that before. If you need more info on that, go find our video on MetaPower. I did one even explaining the difference in all of the products, because there's such an expansive line that can be confusing. But once you understand, like, 4 of the products in there are all the oil, just pick your form that's most convenient for you. Then it makes it a little bit easier to manage and understand. The baby line is back. We've had some of the products here and there, but we are super excited, especially in my family with new babies here and on their way, that we have all of the products back available. These are fantastic, not just for baby, but anybody who has sensitive skin. Use these products. They're lightly, I don't want to say scented, but they have a light amount of like Roman chamomile, lavender. Even the baby diaper rash cream is so fantastic for anything skin. Anything you would use zinc oxide for, with the benefits of melaleuca and lavender in there. Fantastic. Great for yeast issues, all sorts of things, you guys, not just for baby. And then this is just highlighting the MetaPower. Okay, so let's go up here. I want to see where this takes us. If I am here and I click shop now, let's see where it takes me. It takes me to the promotions page. So here you go. It's highlighting, why are they doing it? Your digestion deserves some love. So that's why Digestzen oil and soft gels are the promotion this month. Healthy shimmer, liven up your routine with this expertly crafted essential oil blend. YarrowPom is 15% off on that 15 milliliter size, all February while supplies last. This is where you're also going to find things like that, where it's like, well, is this ongoing, or is it just until they sell out? Just till they sell out. Again, look at this, while supplies last. It's not that they run out of Digestzen, it's that they allot a certain amount for the promotion, and once they hit that limit, then it's gone. It's kind of like anything, right? Hotels, airplanes, whatever. They allot a certain amount on the deal, and then once those are all gone, then things jump up. The enrollment promotion was extended. So this is cool, clicking on this link to let us know that if somebody decides to start their account, their wholesale account in February, this was a January promotion that they've now extended. So if they start in February, they do at least 100 PV on their enrollment order, and then do an LRP in March, they will receive 100 free points, doTERRA dollars, in April. For those who enrolled in January, you may want to follow up with them and make sure that they do an LRP in February, because if they got the things they wanted in January and they did at least 100 PV, and now if they're looking at February, it's basically buy 100, get 100 doTERRA dollars free. If they're interested, you want to make sure that you've presented that option to them. I just don't like people missing out on a promotion they may want. I'm not really aggressive in trying to force people or push people, I guess, into doing something. I just want them to have the info so they can make the decision. And there are so many people who get started, and down the road, they're like, man, I wish I would have known when I first started that X, Y, or Z was available. I would have taken advantage of that. So anyway, there you go. And if you need more info on any of these things, you can click on the purple link there. But feeling freshly motivated with Fennel. It's almost one of those tongue twisters. Looking to keep your healthy habits consistent, well, and this is interesting too. It goes right along with giving your digestion some love. Fennel is I believe it's in Digestzen, but it's one of those that does help digestion. It also helps curb that sweet tooth. So let's learn more about Fennel. Takes us to this page, which is not just any regular page. It's not just the sales page for Fennel. You can see this. It has that doTERRA science image that I love to use, where it talks about where is it sourced. So we've got Russia and Moldova. What does it take to make a bottle? It's 0.7 of a pound per bottle of fennel seeds. So kind of has that black licoricey kind of flavor to it. Even the chemistry of it, obviously it's mostly anethol, and that's for digestive support. There's also the fragrant and relaxing aspects of it. The town of Marathon, Greece was named as such due to its abundance of fennel plants, which are called marathos in ancient Greek. Who knew? I didn't know that. That's a fun fact. I love these fun facts. If you want to look into any of the published studies on the benefits of fennel, they said there are 161 published studies, and it says right here, these numbers are according to PubMed. So you can just jump over to pubmed.gov and search that if that's interesting to you. And that was as of December of 2017. Also lets us know, what does it work well with? So if you want to use fennel and you don't want to use straight fennel, if you want to combine it with something else, you've got these great options: lime, clove, ginger, Digestzen, and cardamom. So super great. I love that, especially if you're looking at diffusing or making a roller. Maybe there are oils that maybe I don't love the overpowering smell of it and I like it blended with something else. This gives you ideas of what to blend it with. And we'll go into, here we go, usage tips. This is probably the most important part. After overindulging at dinner, take a couple of drops in a veggie cat, water, or under the tongue for digestive support. Put a drop in water or tea to help fight sweet tooth cravings. Also, let me point out here really quickly, sometimes when people can't deal with the complexity of Digestzen, which is very complex, having one of the single oils from that blend to use can be more calming to the system. I found this to be especially true when you're dealing with morning sickness with pregnant women. Sometimes Digestzen is too much, especially with that heightened sense of smell. So it's helpful to pull one oil out. And if you've got fennel on hand, you can sample a little bit of fennel. If you've got ginger on hand, sample a little bit of ginger. It's helpful to have these single oils, especially for those times. But there you go. You can fight your sweet tooth cravings with sweet fennel. Consider adding a toothpick's amount. So you just take the toothpick and dab it just right in the orifice reducer there. There's usually oil just sitting there. If not, you can dip it all the way in. And add that toothpick amount to your cooking for its strong, savory, and nice flavor, while simultaneously taking advantage of the various internal wellness benefits. So this is where I'm saying sometimes the food we eat these days, like my kids don't love fennel seeds. And sometimes we'll get lasagna that's a very Italian lasagna and it has the fennel seeds in it and they taste it and they're like, ah. But a lot of those things were added for flavor, but also for their digestive benefits. And we've cut a lot of those things out these days. So by adding some of these things in, or by using the oil separately, you can get those digestive benefits without dealing with the fennel seeds in your lasagna or in your meatballs or whatever it might be that you may not love. You can take internally to help ease occasional bloating, stomach upset, or feelings of sluggishness. So there you go, all digestive and sweet tooth. What's it used for? And you can read through that. Let me see, what does this say here? Anything that we need to touch on? Oh, it may also aid metabolic, respiratory, and circulatory functions. That's interesting. So you're talking your metabolism, your respiration, and circulation. Very cool. So in that case, when you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to use it, you can always resort to bottom of the feet. If you don't want to take it internally, use it on the bottom of your feet, or always veggie cap. You can do that too, as long as it has supplement facts on it. And this one does. When taken internally, it is going to support cellular function, healthy cellular function, and overall cellular health. And that's when used internally. It's commonly compared to licorice. It can be useful for avoiding unhealthy sweets and sugar. Add a drop or two to a glass of water. Healthy juice can help curb cravings. So there you go. Lots of info here and lots of links where you can click to head over to other pages to learn more. So you can see, okay, here are some blog articles also found in Digestzen products. So there you go. I didn't know it was in Clary Calm. How interesting. I love this little link, wellness for $20 or less, where they've included different oils. And it just fun info. If you click around in the site, this is why I didn't want to do a PowerPoint today so much. And I wanted to just share what you can do just by going to the site, which we all have access to when we're in there shopping. Okay, what can we click and where can we go? So it just gives you an entire list of 20 different oils that are $20 or less. So very cool. And then you can jump back if you wanted to go back to that page. So you can also, this is funny because I thought we were on fennel oil uses and benefits. They've got some videos we won't go through. Okay. And some of these, they're rerouting things. They're making new links. So if that happens, just hop back. Fennel oil and curcumin extract for bowel regularity. So many interesting things you can find. And then again, right here, there's a video here. Actually, this looks like maybe more of a podcast. I think it is the podcast. So there's that there. And at the top, here's a video on benefits of fennel. So many things you can do. This is the one we're getting free. That's as long as you do 125 PV by the 15th. However, if you do 200 PV by the 15th, which is Wednesday, you will get the fennel free on LRP, and you're going to get the Digestzen soft gels and oil free. If somebody's brand new and getting started and they do 200 PV on their enrollment order, they will get the Digestzen products here at the top free. That will be all month long. Of course, the product of the month is reserved only for those people on loyalty rewards program. So on a loyalty order, and that's where we're going to accumulate points and get the product of the month. That's why it's called a loyalty order and loyalty rewards. Sometimes people get a little mixed up or they just forget, who gets that free and who doesn't. So fennel, just for those of us on LRP by the 15th, Digestzen all month long, anybody who does 200 PV. And fun fact, let me click on tell you more. This is something they've changed. They've never done before. Where is it? Normally you have to do separate orders of 200 PV in order to get more freebies. This time they have said, let me see if it says it here or if it was just in the info we were given. But if you do, here we go, you can qualify for this promotion for up to 4 times, but you can do that all in one order. If you do 800 PV, let's see if it says it here. Sorry, I was trying to see if it said it here. Verify it's at least, okay. If you do 400 PV, you're going to get 2 sets of it free. If you do 600 PV, you'll get 3 sets free. If you do 800 PV, you will get 4 sets free. You don't have to do separate orders on this one. So happy about that. Just reduces the steps by a little bit for everybody. Anyway, does anybody have anything to add or ask on that? If not, we will wrap up. If you think of questions or comments. Oh, yeah.
One more, just for people that are more beginners, but Digestzen, and I know I love the soft gels, but I actually use the oil too, just on my stomach. And little kids, you can just rub it on their stomach, and that can be almost instantaneous, that it's so much better, So I really like that. And then I had one quick story I'll just tell it on Lifelong Vitality. And that is, I've got somebody new using it, and she works at night. She has night shifts as a nurse in a care center. So really hard, and they're understaffed. So she works really hard. And she started on the Lifelong Vitality just a week ago. And I just got a message from her this morning saying, I didn't have to take my nap in the afternoon. I have so much more energy. And that's what she was hoping for. And that's pretty good when she's used it under a week. So I just thought I'd share that too.
Thank you for sharing that. That's one of the great benefits of Lifelong Vitality that we don't always talk about. So thank you for bringing that up. And yes, with Digestzen, I have found more people use the oil more often because of exactly that. It's so convenient and so easy. With my kids, I have a few that get car sick, especially when they were little. We would put it on their tummies about a half hour before we left to go on a trip in the car. Super helpful. Just know that probably about a half hour in, you're going to have to stop because they'll need to use the bathroom, but they don't get car sick as much. And because it's not one that I necessarily want to diffuse for everybody in the car, I put it right on their tummies, like you said, Trisha. And then we would oftentimes diffuse peppermint and wild orange in the car. So you still get the benefits of peppermint and its soothing ability. But Digestzen is so great. In fact, I have a good friend that is on my team, and she sells some other products, but she still buys her doTERRA products, the ones she loves. And she just did a video the other day on Digestzen. She's like, this stuff's amazing. She uses the oil, but she loves it in the touch roller, which is not an option this month. But when you get the oil, you can make your own roller. Just put 10, 20 drops, whatever you feel like you want in there, and top it off with coconut oil. And you've got that roller at hand to just roll on tummy whenever you need. But it's so fun to see her share the things that she loves, or other people share what they love and which products they're using, because it just helps so many more people to know what they can do. So, all right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you on here again next week. Maybe we'll dive deeper into Digestzen and Fennel, and all of it, their benefits. There are some pretty cool benefits that we didn't touch on. Maybe we'll do that next week. We'll see. Okay, everyone, have a great week and happy Valentine's Day.